Hey guys, what's up? It's Rick Coin here, and today I wanted to talk about the thing I have been waiting for the past 6 to 8 months or so, since I originally uploaded those videos explaining what I would like to see in a PvP system and kind of going through like how I would like to see maybe a combat class system and stuff. And today, as of the 15th of February, Jagex actually released a post, and they did a really good job of hiding it like 3 notches down from yesterday's post on the front page. So I don't think everyone's gonna see it, but hopefully it gets enough attention because it really does focus on the PvP experience and what they're trying to do. Basically, it says that they're gonna take where the duel arena was and they're gonna make it basically a hub where you can go say, I want to fight somebody on a similar skill level, and then you can go back to doing whatever you're in the game. And once the elo system matches you with somebody else who's near your skill level, who's also gone and said, hey, I want to fight for ranks or whatever, then it will tell you, hey, you have 5 minutes or whatever to get to a safe area and hop to, let's say, world 559 or something. And let's say 559 is in between the two pings. Maybe the person you're fighting is a European and you're from the West Coast, and so maybe it'll put you on an East Coast server or something, and it'll kind of, hopefully they'll kind of try and balance that out and stuff. But the basic gist is that it will give you a warning and tell you to hop to a server to get ready to fight your opponent once it finds an opponent for you. I think this is great, but a true PvP setting would be like get into a lobby and like within like a minute later it's matched you up with somebody. So they're probably expecting this to be relatively like dead content for people just hanging out at the PvP arena, and that kind of worries me, because if the system's taking 20-30 minutes to find a fight that's near you, how are you ever going to be able to basically put in the hours to catch up to the top ranks and stuff? If you can't get into a game of League of Legends in 45 minutes or something, you'll never get to Challenger, because you just can't play enough games having to wait 45 minutes between each game. So that's hopefully something they think about too. Now, if you go back to my videos and you go back to their posts a long time ago, they said, oh, don't you want to have 3v3 and 5v5 and 10v10 tournaments against other people for ranks and stuff? And this blog really describes only 1v1 fights, and part of like a ranking system with like professional gameplay and stuff, just as a brief explanation, is basically team-based game. Something you can do solo will never be as intricate as something that requires a team to act in like unison and be like on the same vibe as each other and have strategies together and stuff. And so I hope they kind of expand on this blog, and I would like to see it like multiply by like 5 times in size, because PvP is not something that you can simply just say, hey, we want to add a new boss and it's going to be the best money maker in the game, do you want this? That's not how it works. So I think a lot of stuff will fail because, one, it's not explained fully, and 2, because we want to know the ins and outs. Is there going to be a 4th class? Maybe there'll be a tank class where you get 99 defense and you're starting with full Justice R or something, and your opponent has to figure out how to damage you because they didn't choose mage as an attack style or something. You know, they haven't gone the extra mile as a company to think about how they can turn their product into something that people want to do, that actually has a purpose for them to get to end game and then become part of the PvP scene and all of this other stuff. And it's cool that they're kind of like using the setup for like peers and stuff, where, you know, some combat styles you're not going to have max stats and stuff, but when you basically say, okay, anybody at any level is going to be able to do this content, you also open up the door for cheaters and stuff to basically use botting scripts and stuff to predict or to automatically switch at inhuman speeds. And you're gonna, by saying to people like, hey, your stats, we're gonna give them to you for free and you're just gonna choose the combat styles you want, it invites a lot of cheaters like that in. And what I would have liked to see in a PvP system is that it wasn't the stats that you were choosing as your combat style of choice. Like, who cares if your strength is 95 or 99 in a fight where you're trying to use a Kodai instead of an Aram's one because you chose mage. Like, you basically take away people's ability to tribrid and use the full combat system just by telling them that, oh, you're gonna have a primary and a secondary, and we're not gonna give you any information on what happens to that third class that you don't choose, and we're not gonna tell you how these affect everything. And so I really hope that we get an extended blog before any of this kind of stuff comes to a poll, and I hope that people really do put out their ideas on like what would make this better, because I would like to see the whole class system changed from levels to actual gear that you receive, because we're getting put on an even playing ground. If I choose a mage, why can't I go against some other like fake maxed account or whatever, or some guy who's trained all of his stats to 99 just so he could do PvP or whatever? Like you should bring that part of integrity into the PvP scene, and they kind of get away from integrity with giving people stats that they don't have outside of the PvP scene. And I think that's really important for the game going forward, is that, you know, this is, in my opinion, not a good way to do a class combat system, because you're basically saying you have to be bad at something else instead of saying that you're choosing to be better at one of the classes than the other classes normally would cap with basic gear or whatever. So I hope that was understandable. I know it kind of went in circles, but the basic principle was that giving somebody stats to start out instead of making them work for them does not invite an integrity-driven PvP mode, and it will invite a lot of cheaters, in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you disagree with me and you think, yeah, there won't be cheaters, because how could you possibly know that there's going to be cheaters in a PvP game mode, then let me know if that's your opinion. If you did enjoy hearing a little bit about my take on everything they kind of like left out and what I would have liked to see, but I think there's some good things too in their system, so I hope we can kind of get it refined, and I'll look forward to seeing an update from them, and I'll see you guys in the next video.